basically since 2018, the only thing I have given a shit about is racing. Before that, I was running around on the streets just like a lot of us. But here I am, in the middle of November, going to what used to be the racetrack to meet up with a bunch of guys, fighting tooth and nail to try to save any semblance of the track. I've seen a lot of social media posts about the track closing, and a lot of it is like feel-good story stuff or the news, but I'm not fucking WPXI.
I want to talk to the people who this track meant the most to. I want to get the story straight from the people who are fighting a data center in a small town to try to save a racetrack and benefit the township.
I'm trying to save our racetrack because it's a very, very important thing to me. I have a life-changing amount of money wrapped up into this hobby, and if they shut it down, then I have no outlet for that. That'd be like being like really into tennis and then tearing down the only tennis court in the state, you know? It's like kind of, I'm clinging on to it.
My hope is, I mean, I know the track is kind of probably gone, but I'm hoping it doesn't at least get bulldozed. Maybe it can be saved and reopened as a track again somehow. I don't have high hopes for that, but hopefully something could happen.
What's happening out here?
As far as I know, they know this many people are showing up every week, or every other week, I'm sorry. And they still haven't made accommodations to get everybody inside.
Oh, we got someone.
Nope. So we're all
Stuck outside still.
out here freezing in front of Big Beaverboro Municipal Building. So what's your take on what's really going on here?
What's really going on here, what I think's really going on here, my original thoughts was I thought maybe I remember the government come in here early this year and was talking about starting to build data centers in PA, and that was going to be the next big thing, and I feel I thought maybe the owners got stuck in a corner of hey, the people around you are selling, were either you buy it for this amount or we're going to eminent domain your place, and the tax value of it isn't anywhere near what it's worth as a racetrack. And I'm sure the paycheck that they would give them to open a data center there, the tech companies are just paying out crazy money. So, they took that, signed some NDAs, and off they went.
So here's mine, and she's a bit of an asshole.
Well, did you know the Stouts before?
I've met them on several occasions. I love them. They are amazing people. I kind of hate that they're embroiled in this, but
Yeah. Have your opinions on them changed since all of this happened?
honestly, no.
No. So you don't feel? Do you feel like they made the decision on their own, or maybe their hand was forced on this?
I feel their hand was forced.
Yeah.
From the information that I have not spoken to the Stouts directly about this. I felt it was best to keep a degree of separation from it because I do like them and I really don't want to have any animosity.
My name's Chris Carlisle, and I do time trials at the track and occasionally autocross as well.
And teach.
And teach.
Yeah.
And do track night especially, like hanging out there, and that was a good community that we've now lost thanks to what's going on.
Yeah. So, since this is all dropped, man, how have you been feeling?
Disappointed. Disappointed in the owners for kind of turning their backs on everybody. Disappointed in the township a little bit. I don't feel they have everyone's best interest in mind. And I don't even know where we go from here. I mean, it's great to see the car community coming together for this whole thing. But, yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Speaking of, how have your opinions of the Stouts changed since this all went down?
Drastically. I know a lot of people like to, say, look at everything they've done, to the track in the past 20 years, and yeah, I do appreciate that, but at the same time, was it worth anything when you just throw it away? Like, willingly, just throw it away. Didn't even bother. So, yeah, it's very shocking.
Hello, I am E. Kenny Abaca, and I was basically around pit race for events like Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, the occasional low-key autocross, and just some weekends here and there.
Yeah, so you're out here freezing your ass off. Why did you feel like it was important to come out tonight?
I felt it was important because this is a situation where if plans go through and the data center is built, it's kind of a lose-lose. A lot of the people who are in favor of this don't really know a lot of the long-term consequences that could arise from the building of this data center. And I'm talking even people who are local to the area, don't really have an opinion of the racetrack. Some of them might not even like the racetrack. And so some of them might be like, you know what, I don't care if a data center goes in. It's not going to be any bit louder than a racetrack would be. But we're here to say, not so fast. It could be almost just as loud, and it could be even more of a nuisance than people would expect.
Yeah, there was a lot of good things said in there about, the power costs and all of that sort of thing going on, man. What's your general feel for, what's going on in that room and the board, and what do you think's happening in there?
So I was actually here at the first town hall meeting after the racetrack closure was announced, and they began that meeting by talking about how they only know what we know because they kind of only found out through social media, like a lot of us found out. And at that time, I could easily give benefit of the doubt because, yeah, maybe it was all sudden. As these meetings go on, though, and especially after that last one, I'm starting to think that maybe publicly they're only saying things that are publicly announced, whereas there might be a little more inside information that they may not be willing to disclose here. So,
well, the fact that they changed the rules basically to allow a data center, the verbiage and the rules to be put in without a meeting at all, but they did that in September.
Mm-hmm. That too, which even that is kind of news to me a little bit. I mean, I know in some video meetings that we've had in Safe Pit Race Group, that has been discussed once in the past, how there was this change, and we talked about it a little bit, but not in any real detail. But this meeting in particular has kind of made it hit home a little more. We've kind of realized more of the gravity or the seriousness of the change and the whole situation.
The pit race is now essentially legally gone, right? They're literally selling the signs because they need that extra $20, right? So the track is dead, right? Doesn't mean that a track can't be there at some point, but whatever that becomes would not be pit race. We can all agree on that, right? So quite literally, we're stepping into what the motorsport community looks like without that track, and that this is the gray. And so what we need to do is to do events like this, where we can all continue to be together, enjoy car culture together. I see some really cool cars out here. I am fiending over that Tacoma because it's so beautiful. Coyote's van is not allowed this close to the elementary school. So there's a lot of cool things. I love what a lot of people have been doing the past couple of weeks, like Matt Simmons, who literally is making pit race signs out of nothing. That's incredible. We've got individuals who are doing a lot of really incredible things. I want to give a huge prop to Paul. Paul spoke tonight, but what you didn't see and will see on the SavePitRace.org website is the research he has done. He's literally figured out how much life will cost Big Beaver residents when that data center comes in. So that's literally going to exist, and if you haven't noticed, those of us sitting in the room, are we not noticing how more local people are with us now than ever before? So that's a huge win. Thank you. Shout out to Dean if he's still here. He's got the shortest commute of anyone because he literally lives over there. Also a big prop to Doug, because what Doug talked about tonight is the most important thing that we've learned in the past 2 weeks. If you all need to know why we're so frightened about the data center reality, it's that this group brought into law an ordinance that, for lack of a better description, and this is coached to me by the attorneys who we're now working with, and yes, we do have now attorneys, that's a cool thing. It is a by right use. I will repeat that again. They can build a data center into that property as a by right use. How it is articulated is they use a term similar to a special exemption or conditional use. It is not. A by right use means if I own this property and it's zoned industrial, and the thing that I am doing meets that definition, I need no approval to build. None. No town hall meetings. There will be no transparency in this process as the law is written right now. So what Doug honestly, courageously just communicated to his neighbors and peers is, we need you to step up and be accountable, because if we're not doing anything between now to December 31st, they will have no recourse or penalty for whatever gets built at the track, right? And if you noticed what was communicated, they're already backtracking on the law. They're literally saying, I'm sorry, that's how it's written. Did you not hear that?
Yeah.
Right? Well, who wrote the law? Right? You just did. I went to the courthouse, the Big Beaver courthouse today. That ordinance, the original ordinance, and this is, I believe, right? So I'm standing to be corrected. But Ordinance 240, which was the law until I believe 2023, did not even include data center in its language at all. It was only until last year that language was ever added, but it's the language that we see in the current ordinance. So what happened a year ago?
It's not even last year, Dan. It is September 16th.
This year.
That is when data centers got added.
So here's the reality, guys. Right? Exactly. There's I don't believe in coincidence in life. Right? It's called causality, right? Well, and here's the reality of what we're dealing with, right?
Yes.
Yes, like speak up with your chest, right? Here's the reality of what we are dealing with. We have to educate our brothers and sisters in Big Beaver Borough as to what's going on, because if they don't speak up between now and the end of the year, there will be no backtrack. There will be no recoiling this. Now, know that there's a lot that we're doing that we cannot communicate we are doing, because I can't tell you our tricks, because then they will know our tricks. Does that make sense? We are doing everything that can be done to do that's capable of being done. The most important thing is that we keep showing up, that we just filled up a parking lot practically in one of the coldest nights in November. That's pretty cool, right? They notice this. Did we not just notice how they move their employee parking to block people?
They get cameras in there, they're going to be noticing more.
Right?
They just approved the camera deal. You know, the fire department, they get cameras.
Right?
Right?
That is so. Somebody's getting something. Something.
Right?
I think the word we're looking for is corrupt.
Again, you're right on the money.
Right?
Speaking
So-
of,
To coin her.
So here's a question that we ask ourselves: What is it that we can be doing? The biggest things that we can be doing is everything we are learning. We cannot keep to ourselves. We must share, and we must each of us be finding ways to communicate to people in Big Beaver. If you work with someone, if you once had a friend, if you once dated a guy, okay, don't call your ex. But everything short of that, right? We need to start talking to Big Beaver people, because if they knew that what is happening in Springdale could happen to them, but they don't even have the opportunity to voice their rights. We're American. Should we not always have the ability to voice our right? Right? Is that not the most basic definition of who we are in this country? That right has been taken from these people. Let's just sit in that uncomfort for a while. Rights have been taken from people. Now, I come from a country, Puerto Rico. I'm used to it, y'all. Right? God bless, small world. But here's the reality. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. And it's happening here. That's scary as hell.
It's not even that they don't have the right, they don't have the knowledge to form an opinion. Nobody knows. The people that I talked to in Big Beaver a couple of weeks ago, right before the election, nobody knew.
Well, we didn't know. We did not know with this level of clarity until this week. Because literally, and Doug and Sean were both on the same call. You could see a property attorney with years of experience go through the ordinance, look at it with the WTF face, and go, I have never seen this before.
Okay.
Right? So this is unique. This is new. It's not lack of information. We can't fault the local people. What we're dealing with is a new monster.
and
Right? Yeah.
also the fact that they do not put all the information from the meetings in the minutes.
If you go back to
Is-
2023,
That's what I'm going with.
2024, the notes were amazing. They were immaculate. As soon as 2025-ish came around, it's like, yeah, someone said this. That's about it. Like,
I
Danny,
think
it's
that's
not that I'm-
grounds for a lawsuit too.
Yeah, it's not that I'm faulting the residents, I'm faulting the leadership for not getting this
Exactly.
information out to them.
Speak with your chest, sis. Right? That is 1,000% it. Right? And the thing is, I can be sympathetic to anyone at a local government level. So I have so many friends who work in that role.
Right?
But what we're seeing here is something different than that.
Right.
Right? And I'm not going to go any further than that because I have cameras pointed in front of me.
Yeah, you can't shake your hand.
But here's the reality of what we're dealing with. This is scary. Right?
It is.
And I will tell you, I've had conversations with names and people that everyone in this room would know because they're nationally known, nationally respected, nationally concerned about what's going on here. Right? If you're having those moments and you're thinking like, why isn't that acronym a part of this? They are. They just can't show themselves. That makes sense.
Yes.
Right? This is a very real thing. And we will be receiving in the next 2 weeks responses back from our Freedom of Information Act applications.
Okay.
We've asked for disclosure on applications, particulars, history of ordinance, any correspondence, you name it, it's been asked. It's already been delayed.
Will it be redacted?
Potential.
It will be.
Right? And here's the reality. We should have total clarity in that information. I hope that we do. I'm planning for us not to. Right? It's like hope for the best, plan for the worst, and we are sister we're planning. Right? So the reality is that there will be a lot of information for us all to digest. There will be a lot of opportunity for us all to pitch in and help, because we'll be like, here you get 10 pages, here you get 10 pages, here you get 10 pages, read. That's our hope. God willing, they make a great decision, give us all of the information, hoping that we can't digest it all. And there's many of us. Make many hands light work. So here's what we got to do. Be ready. Communicate with Big Beaver people. Spread the word. Keep showing up to these council meetings. There will be another one in 2 weeks.
Friday night boys and girls I see, drunk and running around like ants. They all just want to be heard and seen, speaking their minds and taking their stance. Some are real happy and some are mean. Some are just looking for quick romance. They want to be part of the popular scene.